Well, we're honoring four different distinguished people. One is the Honorable Claire Checky, who's a federal district court judge in New Jersey. One is Richard Hartunian, who was a former United States attorney in the, I believe, up in the Northern District of New York. Another one is Honorable Deborah Karolounis, who's a Supreme Court justice in the New York State court system. She's also the president of the Association of the Justices of New York. And the last person we're honoring is Robert Morgenthau, who is a descendant of the Morgenthau who was sending the dispatches back from Turkey in the early days of the 1900s when the Turks were trying to eliminate the Armenians. And Mr. Morgenthau, who was the former district attorney in New York, I believe in his middle 90s, and even recently has been sending out the word about the Armenians, I believe in an article in the Wall Street Journal or the Times. So we're honoring all those people. This is the inaugural event of this. We plan on doing it year after year to recognize those distinguished jurists and people who dedicate their lives to public service, both who have an ethnic Armenian background and who have put themselves out and have fought for Armenian causes and rights like Mr. Morgenthau.
One of the unique things I should mention about the Morgenthau is the three generations of the Morgenthau's we are honoring, starting from Henry Morgenthau Sr., who was the ambassador to the Turkey during the Armenian genocide. In fact, his birthday is the same date we're having the event on April 26. He was the one who rang the bell and let the world know that Turks have started the extermination of the Armenian race and nation. Interestingly enough, his son, Henry Morgenthau Sr., was the U.S. Treasury Secretary during the Jewish Holocaust, and he actively thought, and by the records, he has saved approximately 200,000 Jewish people from the horrors of the Holocaust. And his son, Robert Morgenthau, that is still alive and with us, and we want to cherish and have this opportunity to honor him and honor his grandfather, honor his father. He will also bring with him his son. Robert Morgenthau will be there. And he will also bring with him his grandson, who's an attorney, and he's a member of the Armenian Bar Association. His name, grandson's name, is Henry Morgenthau. He's a young associate that is a member of our bar association, and we would love to have him. They are an iconic family that we cherish, and I'm sure all of your listeners cherish what they have done for us, and they're part and parcel of our family.
That family has just never let go of the interest in protecting and getting the word out about genocide and people like the Armenians going back a long way. So that's something that really needs to be recognized and appreciated and rewarded. And that's the kind of thing that we'd like to do to encourage other people to continue doing that kind of work going forward.
At this event, it'll be an annual event that we will honor people of Armenian heritage who have contributed significantly to the public service of in United States, as well as those, as John said, to those non-Armenians who have contributed and advanced the Armenian causes, whether here or internationally.
When a lot of Armenians came over here in the early 1900s and 20s, I think the AGBU was, a lot of them belonged to the AGBU. There were neighborhoods in Manhattan that were very like Armenian enclaves. There were churches, older churches, like I know that my family was involved in one up in Washington Heights in northern Manhattan that go back a long, long way. And I think the Armenian communities were much closer knit in those days. And then as the generations went on, I guess in the 50s, 60s, 70s, a lot of the younger ones, sort of associated with non-Armenians, which is obviously not a bad thing. You went to school and you grew up, people of Italian, Irish, Jewish, all kinds of different ethnic backgrounds, and you became a little more diversified. But I think when you get a little older, you appreciate your heritage a little bit more, and you sort of try to get back to your roots. And I think some of what's going on is the whole Armenian diaspora, at least in the United States. There are organizations in Washington like ANCA and these other groups, the Armenian Bar Association, have sort of come back to try to retain and preserve that ethnic that ethnic treasure, so to speak, and not just let it dissipate and go away. So I think we're sort of going in a circle where it was very deep rooted in the first place and kind of got a little less, and now it's coming back a little more with more people treasuring their Armenian heritage and wanting to preserve it and keep it for all time. I think just don't forget your roots. I mean, because we all got here. We all got here because a lot of people were very strong. I mean, they dealt with some atrocities in Turkey and were able to survive all that. And I think my existence here is a testament to that, because my ancestors, my grandmother on my father's side, I know, went through that Syrian desert death march and survived, and if she hadn't, I wouldn't be here. And I think you have to, remember history and not forget it, and make sure you do what you can to improve things and sort of raise the bar.
Մենք հայերս երկար ժամանակ այս երկրագնդի վրա եղել ենք ու ապրել ենք, ու մենք դժբախտությունների մեջով ենք անցել, բայց միշտ հաջողել ենք ու դուրս ենք եկել այդ դժբախտություններից։ Եթե մենք մեր պատմությունը նայենք, մենք սփյուռք ենք եղել մեծամասնությունը վերջի 1000-ամյակի ընթացքում։ Չնայած որ մենք սփյուռք ենք եղել, մենք կարողացել ենք մեր էությունը որպես հայ պահենք, որպես հայ զգանք, ու ավելի կարևոր դրանից դուրս է եկել, որ մենք հաջողել ենք։ Ես կուզենայի, որ նոր սերունդը նաև այդ զգար, իմանար իրանց հարստությունը, ներքին հարստությունը, ու դրա վրա ես փորձում եմ իրանց օգտակար լինեմ, որ իրանք ստեղծվեն, աստիճաններ դարձնեն, իրանք կարողանան իրանց ցանցերը կազմակերպեն ու պահեն ու հաջողեն։ So այս է նպատակներից մեկը, որպեսզի կարողանան իրանք դուրս գան միջազգային ասպարեզ, կամ որև եթե նաև իրանց ասպարեզներում կարողանան հաջողեն իրանց կապերը պահեն, որովհետև մենք 1000 տարի հետո ստեղ պիտի լինենք, պիտի ստրատեգիկորեն նայենք, թե ուր է մեր ազգը գնում։ Այս երկիրը, այս երկրագունդը ու պետությունները հիմա մեծ շարժման մեջ են գնում, թե հայերը իրանց տեղը ինչպես կդասավորվեն մյուս 100-ամյակի, 200-ամյակի մեջ, ինձ թվում է այս մի 20 տարվա մեջ է որոշվելու, so կարևոր է, որ բոլորը իրանց տեղը կանգնեն ու միանան ցանցի մեջ, ինչքան շուտ այնքան լավ։
Said I hope that this event going forward will regenerate and inspire other people of Armenian heritage and descent to be proud of their heritage and try to go out in the world and do good things with it. Stay passionate and inspired. Don't, this isn't the time to keep a low profile about anything, especially the way the world is these days.